Hello everyone, welcome to Rigby TV. I'm your host Betty Mutisia, and today guys I'm not alone on studio. We are here with my partner here. Maybe he can introduce himself before we move on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Yassin Innovations channel. This is a channel where we're going to get all notifications on financial literacy, education, creativity, innovations and investments. My name is Yassin Kimadi, the Yassin Group Managing Director. Welcome back.
And on matters to do with politics and governance, today we are here with Mheshimiwa to be Bonnie Musambi. Welcome so much to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, very fine as you can see.
Yeah.
After leaving Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, I am now in my own media house. Yeah.
Okay, we have seen recently Ume resigned from KBC. So maybe before we dive into your political ambitions, you can share with us ulianza wapi, where did you grow, your background and your education, how has it been?
All right. First of all, I was born in Kitui County at a place called Mulango, and I schooled in the same ward. Mulango Primary School, Kitundu Primary School. I also went to Moi Primary School, Chanika, and I went to Gisasi Secondary School as well. Then I joined Mombasa Polytechnic University College, which later turned into Technical University of Mombasa too, where I took my diploma. Later I furthered my studies there before joining Daystar University, where I took my diploma in degree in public relations, Bachelor of Arts Communication. Yeah, so in terms of communication, that is how I started. So I joined KBC after Mombasa Polytechnic. That was in 2007 as an intern. I did 6 months. I went back to school. After school, I joined Baraka FM, Mombasa, as a volunteer. A few months later, I was called by KBC to join the sports department, which I did on the 6th of March 2008. And after 4 months, they gave me permanent employment as a breakfast show presenter. So I have been presenting my breakfast show at KBC since 2008 to 2022.
That's
for 14
years. Wow.
And then in 2009, that's when I joined TV. Yes, that's
And what kept you there from 2014 years down the line? What kept you going?
Ambitions and dreams. You know, my ambitions. Okay, let me start by saying, when I joined KBC, I found this notion of atusikilizagi KBC. Hiyo KBC ni ya wazee. Atusikilizagi KBC, which I knew wasn't true. So I did my best and promised myself that I would bring so much listenership to that organization. I did.
Sure.
I put all my efforts. I started my own show, Zinga, from scratch, from the name to the content to the segments to everything. And when I joined TV, I also said I'm not going there to be reading news and saying shukran kwa kutazama Darubini ya channel 1 tukutane kesho. So what? Everybody can say that. I started my segment called Utafiti on TV, which did very well. Of course, I received so many advances from various radio stations wanting me to work with them, but because I wanted to leave a legacy in KBC, I chose not to go. So one thing that inspired me to stay in KBC for long was my desire to leave a legacy. That there was a guy here who came, changed, conquered, and left.
Wow.
So being in KBC and your show has been so attractive to the public, and this is not a community thing, it's a national thing. Do you feel like you've demoralized your people that have been listening to your fans, that have been listening to you, now you are going to serve a small community?
My fans have always wanted me to be on air. Even when I go on leave, my fans have always texted me, please come back, no, you know. And because of that, I didn't go on leave during my last year, my final year in KBC, because I didn't want to discourage them. However, my brother, change is inevitable for any human being who is visionary. Any visionary human being must embrace change. One thing I promised myself is that I wouldn't retire in KBC. Because I know how tough retirement is. I've watched my dad retire and become nothing. It's so poor in a pathetic situation. So change is hard, very hard, yet inevitable. You know, time has come for me to move on, go to my own business, go into politics. I know my fans will be feeling a bit demoralized, but what do? There is change. In the same way, maybe after serving my constituency, if I will be their MP, time will come, I will want to be a governor. Time will come, I want to be president. And probably those I will have served down there will be feeling, that's you know? Change is inevitable for any individual who is visionary.
And what are some of the challenges you experienced when you were working in KBC? And how did you overcome them?
Many challenges. Many challenges.
Maybe you can single out like 3 of them.
Yeah. One of the challenges is to be consistent by waking up at 3 a.m. every day. And actually when I was starting, I was waking up at 2:30 a.m. to be picked by the vehicle, the company van. You are picked by the vehicle at 2:30. You pick someone in Dandora, you pick another person in Umoja, you pick another person in another place. By the time you get to KBC, it's actually 5:30. It's like you have traveled to Kitui. You know, you're so tired already and the show has not started. That was a big challenge. I prayed to God, He blessed me in my own car so that now I start waking up a bit late. That's challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 that came and I conquered is a change of partners. You know, when I was starting, I started with Ambia Hitsi. We built a very good brand. Ambia left. I got Anjogu. We built a very good brand. And left. Then there was Bijodi Kokoto, the comedian. We built a good brand. He left. I had to get Ole Matope. We built a very good brand. He left. I got Cynthia Nyango. We built a very good brand. Now I left her, you know. But even while with Cynthia Nyango, there was Owago Nyiro. He came, we built a good brand. He left. So that change, that change of co-presenters, yet you have to remain relevant, was very hard.
And concerning the issue of every house media now is almost producing an aspirant. How can you talk about this? Because, you know, we've seen journalists are now embracing politics. How can you address this?
Journalists can make the best leaders because we are on air. We listen to problems and grievances of people from all over the country. We hear what they complain about when it comes to leadership. We know what they go through. Actually, we give them a shoulder to lean on when they are so much into trouble. So I think every region that has a journalist who is vying should give them a chance. Look at some of them that have been given a chance and what they have been able to do. Look at Muhammad Ali. He's done exemplarily well in Nyali constituency. Look at people like Enoch Kio. Enoch Kio is Senator Kitui County. He has really done well as well.
Granton Samboja.
Look at Granton Samboja. Look at Sabina Chege.
Yeah,
Sabina Chege, the Muranga women. She has done well. I haven't seen a journalist who has failed people. I haven't. So I think I'll plead with whoever is watching this clip. Please give a chance to every journalist vying, and you will not regret.
Now, concerning the issue of vying in a Kitui Central constituency, what do you think you have special now to your people that you're going to serve them that your predecessors or the MPs that have come before you have not done, that you feel that this is the thing that should the Kitui Central people consider in me?
My manifesto is so huge. It has a lot of things and a lot of good stuff. But I will single out 5 things. You know, the first one, but before I single out, I'll say firstly that my predecessor, Honorable Dr. Makali, has done well in terms of supplying bursary, distributing bursary. People get bursary every year, and Dr. Makali, and that is a good thing. However, the work of an MP is not just giving bursaries, building classrooms, and renovating them. There is a lot of work that can be done by the MP. The CDF Act has given us a leeway to do other projects by way of public participation. You talk to your people. What is the problem? What do you want me to do to you? And if they tell you we want this, you do it. There is that clause in CDF Act. So I went, did my research, and found out that the problems of my people in Kitui Central are not just bursaries, building of classrooms, and renovating them. Because if those were the problems, then it means whoever is not in school or does not have a child in school, then does not have an MP. That is the meaning. Because the work of an MP is not just about education. Okay?
Yeah.
So I looked at that and I came up with 5 good pillars. Number 1 being youth empowerment.
Yeah, sure.
You see? Because one problem we have down there is poverty. So what I want to do is, since Kitui Central has 5 wards, I'm going to ensure that every unemployed youth joins one circle. A circle. I'm going to have 5 circles, 1 in each of the wards. So every youth member will join a circle. Now, within that circle, we'll do classification. How many here in this circle have degrees and diplomas? Now, single out those ones, get them jobs. Okay? But there are others there who are talented. They can do plumbing, they can do electrical installation, they can drive excavators, bulldozers, etc. Now, those ones, my office will take them for higher education. So that in 3 months, you come out with your license or certificate, you go and do plumbing elsewhere. No? There are those who will remain there who are talented. They can sing, they can act. People like you guys, you're here, you can actually start a TV station like that. We'll sit and negotiate, but meanwhile, we'll have our own recording studio, production studio in Kitui Central, where youths will come, record their stuff, and pay something very little, like 1,000 shillings per song, for the sake of maintenance there. You see? That's about the youth. There are those who are going to remain there. They can do nothing. Mtu alitokea standard 7, in 6, mwingine kwenda shule. Another one left at form 4, form 3. Now those ones, we will train them to do business. Then we will inject money in that circle and ask them, get loan, go, do business, and return that loan without interest.
Okay.
Now, you will not get anyone chewing mira and whatever. Na kama anachew itakuwa ni for fun. No. That's about youth empowerment.
Yeah.
Our women are also in problems. Our women don't need their mheshimiwa to go there to give them 10,000, 20,000. No. The problems of our women ni kwamba wako katika groups, but their groups are full of debts. Debts.
Yeah, sure.
So they keep servicing debts, year in, year out, debts. So they
pay
can't
interest and
develop.
interest.
They can't develop. So for that reason, my plan is, by way of networking, lobbying, and fundraising, I will help our women clear those debts. Now, once they clear those debts, I will now give them a clear path to do development. What kind of development? Their groups will come together, start a company, and start kutengeneza nini sabuni, kutengeneza tissue papers.
Yeah.
No. Others can establish banks. Waanze kukopesha watu. That's how some banks like FT started. Zilianza tu hivyo. So it's possible. Our men. I told you about my father's retirement.
Yeah.
When my father retired, there was no food on the table. And you'll bear me witness where you come from. There are retiree teachers, retiree army men, who actually have lost hope, and each day they sleep and wake up waiting for death.
True.
That is not the way to live. We want to gather all jobless men, put them together in groups, inject some little money, tell them, can you go sell animals? Okay? And when you sell animals in marketplaces, return that money to that group of yours, that circle. So that quarterly, you share the dividends. You find that quarterly, mzee akona 30K, 40K, 50K, life becomes good. That's youth empowerment, men empowerment, women empowerment. Then there is water and education. In water, and this is key, We come from Mukambani.
Yeah.
You know us with water one. Maji hakuna.
Hakuna
shida.
maji.
Maji ni
Hauna.
sita.
Mm.
Si ndio?
Kabisa.
So for that reason, I have come up with a very, very easy strategy of giving water to my people. Do you know what I'll do? I'll liaise with the Ministry of Education and tell them, allow me to drill boreholes in schools. So when I drill a borehole in a school, that water belongs to that school.
Okay.
But I will pipe that water to make it available to the community at the gate of the school. So you will find that the community will be coming to fetch water there at minimal cost. Kabisa. But the water belongs to school. Sasa mtu badala ya kutembea 10 kilometers to look for water, anaenda tu kuchota kwa shule. And then now we begin buying land here and there to chimbe silanga. Unajua silanga? Maboya ya maji. For enhancement of agriculture.
Yeah.
Because nobody said our land is just from Mwe, Bemba, and Boso. No, we can do much. So in terms of water, that's what I'll do. And in terms of education, I'll give bursaries twice a year.
Twice a year.
Not once.
Twice a year.
Twice a year. Of course, the money will be increased by the government. I am aware.
Do you think we'll have enough funds?
Yes, remember, there's something I want you to get. CDF is not enough. You cannot serve well with CDF only. So you need lobbying, you need sponsors, and you also need fundraisers in as much as you can. But for this particular one, I've already spoken to various donors about the matter. They have told me they can only sponsor an NGO or an elected person. They cannot just sponsor Musambi, haya chukua pesa. What if nikule zile pesa? Unaona? So we will make arrangements to have that money to give bursaries twice a year and build schools, renovate schools, but this is the most important. Construct a tertiary institution. So when I'm talking about ati watu wakusomea plumbing, electrical installation na nini, we'll begin by them doing that in other counties because in Kitui we don't have one.
Yeah.
But I will build mine in Kitui Central, where now the lobby going there. Inakuwa ni daily, hakuna haja ya boarding.
Yeah.
Unaenda today, unarudi like that. Those are some of the things we plan to do. We have so many. We have considered PWDs, considered widows, widowers, and orphans as well.
And Mheshimiwa, having mentioned your manifestos, you know the narrative has always been the same. How are you going to ensure like satisfy the common mwananchi in your period of time before you getting out of the seats?
You know, a manifesto, our 7 manifesto, we are now in the phase of giving it timelines. Because what I've spoken about is general. Now there's that timeline of within the first 1 year, we will do this.
Okay.
Within the first 3 years, we will do this. During the 5th year, we will do this. We're going to be classified. So if what I said I will do within the first 1 year, I don't do, then what makes them believe that within 3 years I will do? Okay? And let me tell you, I'm not launching this political career to stop at being an MP or to stop at the first term. I'm launching my political career to witness progression and real progression. Like I told you, I want to be governor. I want to be president in other things. So if I spoil my first year, I'm finished. My first term, that is. So my assurance can be, I am just new. I cannot just come there to spoil and go. That is an assurance. That is very key.
So you are there to work for the people.
Yes.
So regarding this issue of vying, we've seen that almost everyone that is vying should have a radio station or a TV station. Is it a point that you do this before you intend to vie in case maybe it can help you to reach out to people?
Now, I don't know about others, but for myself, I'll tell you, having been at KBC for 14 years,
Yes.
having listened to Kamba radio stations,
Yes.
I decided to come up with a professional Kamba radio station. professional. Akamba radio station where it's not just about muziki na salamu, muziki na salamu, muziki na salamu. Okay?
Yeah.
Story ya kuinua microphone kuteremsha na kuongea hiyo nachukia sana.
Yeah.
Unaona? I want a professional radio station whereby ukiachilia wimbo you let it sing to the very end.
Yeah.
Then you say what you wanted to say and it makes sense and play another song. Okay? So mine is about that, and that's why I've even said in some way
Yeah.
that it's not about Bonnie Musambi.
Yeah.
It's about everyone. I normally ask my news editor, call even my competitor Dr. Makali, come and interview him, ask him what he can do for the people. So this one is not about Bonnie Musambi, it's about professionalism. Unaona? However, I agree, it can help because if your opponents do not want to give you a chance in their own radio stations, then you'll get a chance in your own radio
You say
station.
yourself.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
So it's of benefit, but as for me, I was starting it as a way of instilling professionalism in Kamba broadcasting and giving back to society by employing Wakamba. Yes.
And Mheshimiwa, maybe I take you back. What's your brief background in politics? Like, have you ever been a leader somewhere? Or what's your background in politics?
All right. Our family is political to begin with. I had a brother, he's now late, Bonnie Musambi, who used to be the biggest supporter of Dr. Kalonzo Musyoka and the charity. He died in 2018, although he died of neglect. Okay. Being used by politicians and they don't do anything for him. So he died very poor. Okay. That really stirred me up. Kuona watoto wa wenyewe wakitumiwa na wanasiasa na wanakufa na hata jeneza aliwezi kuingia kwa nyumba yake. It was so sad. Even the wife was very mad about that. Okay. Secondly, yes, I have been in leadership. Back in Kisasi Secondary School, I was a school captain. I was the chairman of drama club. I was a school choir conductor. In fact, I was the first person while still in a high school to take my choir to nationals. Kisasi Secondary School in 1999 with my own composed song called Mlipuko wa Bomu.
So you're a musician as well.
I'm a musician as well. You know?
Yeah.
Then after that, I have served in so many churches in different capacities. I've been a choir leader, praise and worship leader. Here in AIC Kasarani, I was a chairman of Young Couples Fellowship here in Kasarani. And right now, I'm a mzee wa kanisa, I'm a church elder at AIC Kilukwea. So wherever Bonnie goes, he's a leader. In KBC, I was the chairperson of news anchors, chairperson of Radio Taifa presenters or head of presenters. So and then here I am in Zangu FM, the CEO. You see?
Yeah.
So
So you're
when
elevating.
leadership follows me everywhere I go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're elevating every time.
Yeah.
So from MP now to governor, next time to DP, next time to the president.
I have no dream to become a DP. But I have a dream, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a believer of God. I'm a believer in God. And he says in Psalms 37:4,
Yeah.
delight yourself in the Lord and you fulfill the desires of your heart. So why would I delight myself in him and he fails to give me that desire? You know?
Yeah.
So one thing I want to tell you, my parents never believed that I would be a journalist. When I said I want to be a journalist, they refused to take me to school, to college, because they wanted me to be a teacher, just like them and some of my brothers. But I said I won't go to that college. If you don't want to make me a journalist, wachalendi na mimi nitajipeleka in future. My dad asked me, wewe sasa ukuwe journalist, nani mwingine hapa Mulango ushaisikia kwa radio? Nikamwambia, can't I become the first one? He said, today he's not here to see me, having been a journalist for 14 years. But I made it amidst that kind of resistance. You know? In the same way, I believe that place I come from is not cursed.
True.
I can be president from Mulango ward. At first, people will laugh. Wengine wameshindwa wewe upate. Lakini no, their God is not mine.
True.
Their plans are not mine. So I have a lot of belief that I can be president of this Kenya someday.
Okay.
Okay.
Which party are you using to vie currently?
Currently, no party,
No party.
but I am clearly in negotiations with various parties.
Okay.
I have met UDA, we are negotiating.
Mhm.
I have met Azimio, we are negotiating. I have met Charity Gill, we are negotiating. I tried to meet Wiper to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
My friend, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, never picks my calls,
Very unfortunate.
never returned my text messages.
Yeah.
I tried looking for Kieyo Senator.
Mm.
He never picked my calls. He neither returned my texts, you know. So right now, I'm communicating with UDA
Mhm.
and Azimio la Umoja. Okay? I am not communicating with Wiper because they are not responding.
True.
Okay? However, should I find that the parties are not favoring my people,
Yeah.
then I'll go independent. Because I don't want to get into a party that will make me serve it
Yeah.
instead of serving them.
And Heshimiwa, we have been having this issue between the youth and the elderly, whereby the youth wanna complain, wanakanyangiwa sana, like kama ukiangalia, okay, I don't want to mention companies, but I would like to tell as someone who can reconcile both the youth and the elderly. How are you going to help the youth wasifeel kama wanakanyangiwa chini, they are not given the opportunity?
I will
for
fight.
themselves?
I will fight for them. And how will I fight for them? I will actually spread the truth and say this. You can't do 10 years. As an MP, for example, let me go to the MP seat. You can't do 10 years as an MP and then ask for more. Surely the standard duration of leadership across the world is 2 times. 2 times. You do 2 times, you leave. Then the youth take over. No. So that gospel I will spread. And I will lead by example. Nikiingia kama MP wa Kitui Central, I will do 2 terms. However good I will be, I will not go for the third term. I must go up there, leave other youths to take over. You know? Why? Because growth is a must, I told you that.
Yeah, sure.
If you're an MP and you've done 2 terms, within those 2 terms, you should have networked, choreographed your way through international politics.
True.
You should now be doing national politics, going across the country, campaigning for presidential candidacy,
Yeah.
etc. But not coming down here, staying, doing nothing. You're just there, you're waiting 5 years are over, 10 years are over, 15 years, 20 years, you want to become Moi. It is not possible. We must do that. Another thing that we must do, the youth must come out in large numbers and vie for the seats.
Yeah.
Vie for governor, vie for senator, vie for MP, vie for all. Who said ati my youth kazi yao ni MCA? Hapana. In fact MCA tunafaa tuachie those who served, wakamaliza, wamechoka, sasa wanataka kuja kupumzika nyumbani, tuwapatie MCA. My youth wachukue governor na kadhalika. And that's why I'm so happy seeing people like Mweke, Jonathan vying in Kitui County, Senator Mutula Kalonzo
Exactly.
vying in Makueni, you know,
Sakaja here.
Sakaja here. I'm so happy
Yeah.
because the youth now know it's our time. Oh yes.
Even me ask, what plan do you have to elevate the arts in Kenya? In regard you being an artist, what plan do you have for the artists in Kenya? I don't mean like musicians, but artistic things in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll mention 2 things.
Yeah.
One, I told you back in Kitui Central
Yeah.
that we will do a studio,
Yeah.
a production studio, whereby people can produce their stuff, not just audio,
Yeah.
even visual. Okay. 2, and this is key.
Yeah.
There is a lot of rot when it comes to remunerating artists in this nation.
Yeah.
A lot of rot. If you go to the music organizations, you sing, you have airplay everywhere, you get 2,600 shillings.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. And that's per year. We will streamline all these platforms
Yeah.
that ask you, oh, sell your song, you SMS this to this to get this song. We do not, and the president spoke clearly that he doesn't want middlemen in that stuff, but still they are there. The middlemen are there.
True.
I will personally fight. I will do miswada, my friend.
Yeah.
Miswada ya ukweli ambayo inasaidia ya kupunja watu pesa hatutaki. Sorry, ya kupunja watu pesa. We will ensure that kama ni mwanamuziki anapata pesa ya maana. We would rather create another body which is private, that will manage all that. Because look at the way people are dying poor.
And don't forget as YouTubers,
Yeah.
You have a name, and then you are dying poor.
Yeah.
No. We would also try to make the ground level. Okay. Why is it that the media can only invite one of an majina?
They also need people with experience. Unapata mtu amemaliza fresh from campus, you're going to apply for a job and then they're asking for 5 years experience.
Yeah.
How are we going to get this experience if you don't offer us jobs?
Exactly. And that's why I love KBC. They gave me this job without experience.
Wow.
Yes, and that's one of the institutions I'm going to fight for seriously when I get there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow. And when you pass, because hopefully I know you're going to be elected. Usizime simu. You're going to interview again.
No, nitasema nikiwa kwa bunge.
Yeah. Tell people. Okay.
Mheshimiwa, now what happens? Wajua tumeangalia sana on the positive side.
Yeah.
What happens if you lose the seat?
That's a good question. You see, one thing, before I started politics, I prepared myself psychologically.
Okay.
Psychological preparation meant me believe that when you go into politics, you can win, you can lose.
True.
No matter the circumstances.
Yeah.
Labda umeibiwa kura,
Yeah.
or something has happened. So I'm ready to go there and win and serve the people of Kitui Central. And I will not fail them at all. But I'm also ready to lose.
Yeah.
Very much. I'm ready to lose. And when I lose, I come back to business, to my businesses. I continue serving in another way.
Are you going to continue maybe working at a radio station?
Uzinga la asubuhi bado.
No. No, for now my focus when it comes to the media is Sam FM.
Okay.
Yeah, I have visions for Sam FM. Sangu means sweetness in Kikamba. So I have a vision of opening a Kikuyu radio station called Moreo FM.
Any sweetness tea.
Sweetness still.
Yeah.
I opened a Luo radio station, Luya radio station, and eventually Sangu TV.
Wow.
So that I employ as many people as possible in this nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
There is the nickname they branded you. Nzevenzao. What does it mean?
It means fresh air.
Okay.
Zevenzao means fresh air, and the freshness is what I've just talked about.
Yeah.
That being an MP, your work is not just distributing bursaries and doing what I told you.
Yeah.
There are other things that you can do. That's why they called me Zevenzao.
Wow.
Okay, so Mheshimiwa, as we wind up, what's your call to the residents of Kitui Central?
You know what we do and you know how we do things. My prayer is that you give me a chance to serve you, and I will serve you in a way you've never been served. Like I mentioned before, I have a plan even for PWDs, that is people with disabilities. They have never been considered by any leader in Kitui, but I want to ensure in Kitui Central there will be a special office for them, where they'll be reporting their needs. They'll be interacting there with only the PWDs. Okay?
Yeah.
I have plans for widows and orphans to have a festival for them once a year, using my salary, not CDF, to listen to their plight. You know?
Yeah.
I will bring equality when it comes to distribution of CDF, that is bursaries. I do not want a situation whereby I say, wale wako na wazazi wawili kujeni hapa, wale mko na mmoja hapa, wale hamna hapa. I don't want that, because you could be having two parents but what wako na cancer.
True.
Yeah.
Actually wako ICU. They cannot help you. In fact, you need more money than yule ambaye hana mzazi.
True.
Unaona?
That's true.
So I will consult my people and I will never do anything without their consent.
Wow. What we could request from you, tell people of Kitui Central to subscribe to Rigby TV and Yassin Innovations. Rigby. Yeah, and Yassin Innovations.
Okay. So my people of Kitui Central, it is very good for you to subscribe to Rigby and Yassin Innovations. Just bonyeza hapo subscribe, so that you receive a notification every time they put something about Zao and other good things there.
Exactly.
So please subscribe now. If you don't subscribe, I won't go. So subscribe now. Thank you. They are subscribing.
Yeah.
Bonnie mwenyewe amesema, and we are saying that mbogi yote ya Yassin Innovations, we say subscribe to Rick B Television. I hand over to my colleague.
And the Rick B team, tufike pale YouTube, Yassin Innovations, subscribe to his channel. And to Mheshimiwa, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
Have a lovely day and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Asante.
Until next time, we say goodbye.
Bye.